take much time. I guarantee that. And already we are hard pressed for time, and I know we are standing between your lunch and the break that you're looking for. As we said, we have been talking about a lot of ideas, the struggle of an entrepreneur, the journey of an entrepreneur, and how exciting it is and how challenging it is. You have seen. And Shivan sir has also given you an idea like what are the different formalities that you can look through and different options that you have before you. A splatter of funding possibilities he has kept before you to gather and nurture your ideas. So we'll see. The theme today is sustainability and how it is important and how to sustain through certain business ideas is what I'll give you. It'll be. I'll take it through a lighter mode because you had serious sessions. So I give you some examples to look around and ponder around and think around so that you can think of linking some of your ideas at least in a sustainable way in some of the ideas that you just see through. I know there are a lot of resources available today online, and we have no dearth for information these days. Can we have the next slide? So it says innovation is only innovation. Okay, it's a true innovation only when it is sustainable. So you see that starting a business is very important. Starting a business is equally fast and easy. But at the same time, the challenge is that something that you hear nowadays. We hear a lot of losses, breakdowns, and close downs of these startups. So sustaining business is something very important. So sustaining financially and sustaining in an eco-friendly way is the message that we have here. And that will happen only when you think you're part of the nature. Next slide. So we can see here, right from the ancient Indian wisdom, this has been a part of a parcel of our everyday activity. You can see that Earth is taken as the Mother Earth figure, and we were supposed to nurture it like we nurture our mothers. Similarly, it is equally important that the nature also returns that love that you provide, you get from a mother. Next slide. So I'll go a little faster. So 3 pillars of sustainability you all know, but something I want to connect here is the collaboration, communication, and commitment, the 3 C's. The other pillars you already know, probably you are all engineering students who would have learned sustainable engineering from your KTU. So here, that is one option that we are looking at here, the collaboration. That's why you're all gathered here. In this context, I would like to actually add some examples. So the kind of connectivity that you're sitting here, can I take this with your permission? So you have seen the kind of, the handloom industry video that is shown as part of the EDII. So this is again initiative that we are tried through this program to help those women who are working on this. So there is an NGO who's supporting this, and we're trying to help them through this event by buying these sustainable items. And you see there is some, the notepads kept inside, right? Have you seen that? So can I have a sample, please? So if you look at that notepad, this is actually made inside our campus by our own students. So all the assignment books were actually converted into useful materials like this. So this is again an initiative that we practice inside our campus. And the pen that you see has also an example. I have another slide where I'll show you the Chechi that is making it. Again, that's from another NGO where the disabled women are helped with these kind of projects. Okay, so these are some of the things that we'll quickly see through today's event. So we tried to do a sustainable hackathon in the most promising way of sustainability. So I know that you might be encountered with all these different ideas. So what are the different sustainability ideas that you see around or initiatives that you see around? Inside Kerala or inside your home or near your home? How many of you are from a home where you have biogas, for example? Only 1, 3? Okay, 5? Hardly, let's put it like less than 10. So waste management, that you can, some things that you can think of. Then you see the agriculture farming, the controlled water monitoring, the conditioned farming, all these are different examples. So these are some examples I would actually wanted to hear from you, but since because of the lack of time, just keeping some of them. So these are some examples from the global scenario. You see that it's one of the most inspiring innovations across the world. What any guesses? The figure that you see, the tower that you see. See, even Kerala, now you got Cochin, we are facing trouble with the quality of air. Even in Trivandrum city, when you travel, you see at the Plamud, at least the nearest point from here is Plamud, you have a display of your air quality. If you walk inside our campus, you see how better the air quality is just because of the greenery that you have inside. And the campus is a Green Campus Awarded National Award winning campus. So this particular tower, it absorbs all the possible carbon from the air, and the carbon that is collected is converted into a souvenir. The souvenir is nothing but the jewelry. Next slide, please. So you see that these carbon is captured and converted into jewelry. So this is a hot selling piece, and it means money for the company that it makes. And you see that again, the sapphire, the photovoltaic balloon, which is again used in rescue operations in the disaster management. So, any guesses what this is? Anybody? At least in sustainability classes, you might have heard this. This is from very on Gujarat, where our Shivan sir is most closely working with, and even Shankar Namburi is a colleague of him. They are working. So this is nothing but the next slide. It's a natural refrigerator. Yes. It is branded as the Mitti Cool. So again, a very inspiring story. Do explore. So I thought of explaining the stories, but I think it's better that you Google. I can give you only sparks now because of the time. Yeah. So some of the traits or some of the character features. So even when you are building your project or a product, you can think of some of these ideas. If not all characteristics, at least some of the characteristics you can try and impart. So one is that how effectively can you incorporate your renewable resources into your project. Second is the closed loop, which I would like to spend 1 or 2 minutes a little later. Then on the social responsible business practices, we'll see some examples in this context, and the circular economy. So I will link the circular economy point and closed loop systems in the coming slide to save time. So you see, you would have heard of this initiatives. How many of you have heard of this? How many of you have come across this? So 3 of you. Oh, yeah, very good. Okay. So some of these initiatives, when we talk about sustainability, they are most closely linked with society. So societal innovation in the context of sustainability makes its impact in a very, very huge manner. So very important also. So you can see that this project was actually an initiative of Lakshmi Menon. She was bringing in, kind of, empowerment to the underprivileged, or let's call it as people in the old age home for their daily living as well as the mental recreation. So there was actually a huge pool. Actually, if you look at Kerala scenario, there are a lot of educated people, and their parents are all alone, and you see that it's actually a palliative care is heavily coming into as a major business into the Kerala's healthcare. This is a scenario that we live in. So here again, like giving them engagement as well as empowering some of these women with a daily living is a very important aspect. So that's how the concept of Amuvatari has come in. And the other one, the next one that you see is a glorified version of the broom. The broomstick, which has actually vanished from our homes, which is totally replaced with plastics, have come into this form. Can you guess the cost? It is like something like more than 450 a piece, which has become a decorative art piece. So this is the way it is, the thinking that is to be triggered inside when you are dealing with projects. Next. So this is how the packing comes, and if you look at Amazon, it will be available. Yeah. So this is another example which is recently posted by the same person. She has come out with an initiative to help blind women. So the blind people do struggle with daily earnings and daily living. So to help them out, the same old, the handloom fabric has been used for bringing into the chula. So it has many applications. You see, it has been used as tableware. The other one you see in heavy rush areas, you can actually identify people with the same tags. Sometimes even as a same tag there. So sometimes used as a lampshades. So different applications of the same product. So this is where the innovation matters. So this is, how many of you have heard this? I hope most of you might have learned about this. Chekuti dolls. What was the story behind? The doll is a ray of hope. Why? Anybody? This was mainly during the flood times. Why? The weavers, they lost all their fabric and the final goods that they were about to ship. So it was actually converted into the dolls, because otherwise there was no option. The people would have faced with heavy losses. So there was a business idea that came in. So each doll was sent even for 50 and 100 rupees as a flood relief, fund generation for these people to balance their basic requirements, basic needs. Yeah, so this was the Chechi that I was talking about, who made the pens for us today. So the pen, even if you throw it after the use, it has a seed in it, the plant grows. So you're giving back to the nature. So these are examples of today's hackathon. So looking back to our campus, these are some of the initiatives that we have in the campus. So in Kerala, if you look at, these are some of the basic things which are coming already into place. Almost all the households, all the business centers, this is almost there in our campus too. So these are some videos which I won't be playing now. Yeah. So these are some examples of startups from Kerala. Again, you can explore that. Yeah. So here I will spend 1 or 2 minutes. So here, the importance of, the closed loop chains. So what does a closed loop chain say? So any product today, if you look at it, is use and throw, and it burdens the environment. So can we find a value out of it? Can we bring in value out of it? Can we have a recycling done so that the product comes back to its use? So that is the objective here with which the circular economy works. And the circular economy is a very promising area, and most of the global attention is now here on a circular economy, because the resources are already limited, and it is our duty, it's our responsibility to bring value to all whatever is thrown as goods which will burden otherwise the nature that we live in. So again, some examples on circular economy. So again, can anybody tell which place this is? Sabrimala, yes, rightly said. So here again, you see some of the initiatives are already common. The coin collectors, the future tech that you had from the first session, the Aravana plant that is common. So all these are basic initiatives to, the technical initiatives that is common. So this was actually a burden in the national games that was conducted, 5 years ago in Kerala. And that is one of the initiatives from our college by our own students to bring in the iconic model. And here, from the national games context, with the help of Sujitha mission and interventions, the plastic materials were completely banned, and they moved into the steel glasses, which was again one of the initiatives where the public function turned into a green function. So this we already struggle with. And today, if you look at, we are expected to, or India is moving in this path, you can say, with a reduction possibility or expectation of 90% on the greenhouse gases. So any venture that you're coming up with, you need to ensure that you are 90% carbon neutral. Then 70% energy efficient. You work from home or you work from your company, make it the energy efficient one. The sustainability, you see that ever since the project is on, you need to ensure the sustainability element, and whatever little water that you save becomes a kind of generating, equivalent to generating your own water resources. And how many carpooling that you do, or how many EV vehicles that you generate, everything gets finally counted here to maintain sustainability. So it is together responsibility. The world is here because you're going to live more than what we have traded, and whether you choose to reproduce or whether you choose to transform the society, it's up to you, your call, and you have a great power to make a difference. And the earth is what we all have in common, so let's together preserve it. Thank you for your patient listening, and I've kept my time, and any Q&A, I'm ready to take it up. Any questions? Your previous speakers are also here. If not to me, you can ask them also. Any questions? There is a lot of funding available in this sustainable areas. So the future is yours, and there are a lot of opportunities existing. The word sustainability in your project idea itself will fetch you a lot of government grants. That is the scenario that you have. So do capitalize on it. Do make the best of the opportunity that you have now. Any questions? No questions? Okay, thank you then.
Thank you, ma'am, for this wonderful session. It was so informative and useful. Now, I request Sishivan sir to give the token of appreciation to ma'am. Thank you, sir. With that being said, we would like to wrap up today's function and we hope you all had a great time. Once again, heartfelt thanks to all the dignitaries, guests, and delegates for sparing your time for this session. A feedback form for the bootcamp will be shared by email to the registered IDs. Kindly fill the feedback form receiving the certificates. If you have any further queries about the topic, you can clear it with our speakers. Let's all gather here for a final photograph.